The Civil War lasted 4 years, 1861 to 1865. During this time, there were many advancements in technology that changed the way wars are fought and affected the way people live. This invention and innovation spree started in the late 1820s and the early 1830s, but it was during the Civil War that these inventions and innovations had a significant change. Some examples of advancement in technology throughout the Civil War are the Gatling gun, field artillery, rotary press, and the telegraph. The Gatling gun is an automatic rifle that was on a pair of wheels so the guns can be transported. The inventor of the planted machine gun was Richard J. Gatling. The U.S. didn't officially adopt the Gatling gun until 1866, following improvements made to the original design. This was a big improvement from the one-shot muskets and rifle. The Gatling gun really changed the war because this gun was more reliable and shot faster than any other gun used previously. Therefore, the Gatling gun brought upon much more death and destruction. The Gatling gun was used in different ways, but it was mainly placed on gunboats and used in trenches, especially during the siege of Petersburg. The Gatling gun was used until being replaced by the Maxim single-barrel machine gun in the early 20th century. Field artillery, like the Gatling gun, was a heavy piece of machinery, but the soldiers were able to move it because it had a set of wheels. During the Civil War, field artillery was refined to become lighter, and thus easier to transport than normal artillery, while also having a wider range of ammunition, including the use of what some soldiers called hot-shot projectiles. These shots were heated prior to firing and were primarily used when targeting flammable structures. The field artillery also fired normal, solid-shot projectiles that were, as the name implies, solid and, unlike the hot shot, were not heated prior to firing, thus making these shots more effective against non-flammable structures. The new field artillery is made of bronze, and Henry W. Hellick explains why. As he says, bronze material is more expensive, but has superior tenacity when manufacturing lighter-weight artillery. This invention has been used in almost every war since and even in today's war in the form of the tank. Regarding communications, the Civil War took a monumental stride with the invention of the telegraph and the rotary press. Historian Yale A. Sternhell said, "Contemporaries enjoyed the advantages of a competitive press market and the availability of the two greatest technological innovations of their time, the train and the telegraph. Although they were invented a few years before the war, they were innovated and had a huge effect on the war. The rotary press was patented in 1847. It allowed mass amounts of newspapers to be printed at once. The telegraph was invented in the 1840s by Samuel Morse, and it was a big update from writing letter because the telegraph can communicate from hundreds of miles away almost instantaneously, which is amazing, going from mail to traveling on horseback to basically teleportation." During the war, 15,000 miles of telegraph lines were laid for the primary purpose of enabling the federal government to more easily monitor and track troop movements, along with issue new orders, as mobile telegraph stations were able to receive new orders and report new intel from just behind the front line. The telegraph the telegraph combined with the rotary press enabled the people of the Union to know what was going on in the war the very next day.